So when we talk about Joseph, we like to talk about and think about envy and how God made beauty come out of ashes, and that's all wonderful. But I want to talk about the pruning process. How much pruning process? It took 7 years. How much processing did you think it took for him to forgive his brothers? It didn't just happen magically. It was a process that he had to forgive his brothers, and God had to prune certain things out of his heart. And maybe he didn't get pruned the way that he wanted to, like getting accused for something that he did not do. He chose the righteous way, and then because he chose the righteous way, he ended up in prison. That's probably not the way that he wanted to get pruned. And you might be in a season where you're getting pruned and you're getting processed and you're going through a season of suffering, and God's placing you in a season that you didn't think that you were going to go into. See, in this day and age, we all have itching ears. We want to hear, oh, God's a blessing for us, and God got this for us, and God may have that for you, but there's a process to that. And that's what these preachers on here, these false preachers, want to get on here and talk about. God has a blessing. God's going to do this. God's going to do that. Yeah, he might, but there might be a season of pruning. Can God trust you with that blessing? Or did you squander it like the last one, baby? There's a season for everything. So the blessing might be so big that you have to go through a pruning process. God has to prune the disobedience. God has to prune divination. God has to prune lust, perversion, idolatry out of you. And it might not feel the best, in the way that he's doing it might be unorthodox compared to what you had in mind. But I need you to rest in God's restoration. And restoration doesn't always look like bringing you back to life in the way that you thought it. In order for life to come, death has to occur. Something has to die within you in order for a new life to spring up. Remember that. What has to die in you in this season? And what had to die in Joseph for him to come second to command to Pharaoh? To the point where he's seen his brothers. He recognized his brothers, but they didn't recognize him. And he still chose to love them and care for them. That has to come with the pruning process, baby. That has to come with God taking certain things and molding him and shaping him. And I wonder if God's trying to do that with you in this season and it's not feeling well. I need you to rest in the restoration, even when the restoration looks like suffering. God bless.